Hello, welcome to my talk this year. I'm a little excited because it's the first talk I did after this. I'm doing after this Corona stuff, so it's been a while. So please be patient with me. But we got in many topics, so let's start. First, I'd like to play a little game with you. Please imagine yourself as a person. Who of you is using free software? Yep, it's what I guess about. Who of you is actually contributing to free software? So, which means writing translations, doing manual updates, coding. No? Yeah, I guess about a third. I guess we reached this. It was about a third. Who of you is donating to free software, which means giving money, something like this? It's also maybe a fifth, I'm seeing. I guessed about a fifth. Yay, I'm good at guessing. And now, let's have a look from the whose university is providing or distributing to free software? Or whose company? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I was a little confused. Good. I guess you got the point. Now we are at the contributing point. And now, to be honest, who of you is working at IBM, SUSE, or the other big players like Google? Well, is working, and therefore, whose company beside of those are contributing in any way to free software? So, if your company is something like IBM, SUSE, don't raise your arm at this point. So it's about what I guessed. It's way less. And whose company, whose university is actually donating money to free software? Yeah. It's also about roughly what I guessed. For those who are donating, who are supporting free software, how do you decide which projects do you support in which way? Please keep this question in mind. We will come back to it a little later, because first, I like to tell you this obligatory about me page. Why I'm here. I'm a long contributor of free software, working with free software, etc. Some of you might know me from the Genie booths a few years ago. I'm also working in a company that is very depending on free software, doing DevOps as a managed service. And we are also trying to upstream a lot of things. But we also have many customers that, even though their business depending on free software, don't do any upstream work. They don't fix bugs. They don't set features. They're just using what the community providing. So, well, this WordPress developing agencies, for example, you know them. And I have to mention it because I'm also here today as a member of a board of one of the German hacker co-ops. Just to mention that you are aware of it. Of course, giving this history, giving this vita, I'm having kind of a little bias. So I might have not seen everything. I might have weird opinions about things. That's it. So let's dig into the issue. We have one big problem. Well, actually it's more than one. The first big problem is, how often have you seen this it's a screenshot last week alone? I guess a little too often. So But the screenshot is this comic is really showing one issue of the free software community visibility of projects. Many of the free software projects depending on dependencies that are not really visible. That means frameworks, some libraries, all this stuff. Which means that critical dependencies are often hidden. They are not visible in terms of these are important projects. And of course, I have to mention it, XZ. Maybe we had all of us issues earlier this year. So this is one of these projects that is somewhere in the very down, in the very basement of every software project. So I created a short graph. I mentioned this Genie. This is the dependency graph of Genie with 2 levels on Debian. Not all dependencies are included. And if you cannot see it in the last row, it's totally okay. I just wanted to show there are really a lot of dependencies. And if you go like 3 levels, 4 levels, or even more, you wouldn't be able to read anything at all, even in the first row. The other issue we have, or another issue, is that the contributions are very, very functional. If you go to companies, they often only contribute new features, which is okay-ish. But they usually contribute only features that they don't want to plan, that they don't plan to maintain in future, or they don't want to sell it in future. Well, open core is something you might have heard about it. And these boring maintenance work, this bug fixing, is usually left out by companies because it's not this famous for reasons. And I have to look for the time. It's good. Yeah, I'm good. Speaking of time, many of the projects that currently happening outside are scoped without contributing to the community. One of these good examples is this, please do me a homepage in WordPress. Nobody of these web devs is contributing to the WordPress community. I know that WordPress is nowadays a bad topic, but I guess you understand what I want to say. When it comes to you as a developer who is contributing to a project, what are you contributing to? Usually it's the things that sparkles joy. We don't hassle around with these boring things and stuff. We are working with stuff that sparkles joy in our life when it comes to this time that is done without money. So, of course, again, we have these new features. We have some kind of proof of concepts. We have some fancy dashboards at some applications. I guess you know what I mean. And of course, there are lots of works to be done in projects that are, let's say, unwanted tasks, that are boring, that are not sparkling joy, to keep this simple, to keep this this picture. Just picking some more examples from PHP world. So most likely none of you would ever optimize any PHP framework to optimize an SQL query that is generated by it, won't you? Most likely not. Maybe none of you would do a proofread of documentation and checking the API codes that are mentioned. Maybe nobody of you would do ticket triage or bug reproducing for joy. Well, and also translation. This topic may get lost next year, but still it's a topic. I guess you got the feeling. So we got in. Sorry. So we got this issue that this work needs to be paid. So we got a big amount of different systems already on the, let's say, on the market. You got something like this Google sponsors, buy me a coffee thingies, where you can support the work of single developers or groups of developers. You got some visible projects, something like a Document Foundation, Apache Foundation, etc. They are collecting money for their projects. You got institutional programs like from the European Union, where some of the projects are supported. And you got inside special ecosystems, special programs. For example, last week I came along a project that is explicitly taking care of Go packages so that they're getting maintained and updated, etc., which is a nice idea. And some of the projects are supported by some grants, scholarship, etc. Of course, I am not aware of every and each of these programs. And yeah, it's just a huge mess. So we got plenty of programs, we got many solutions, and all kind of only picking out one aspect, which is not good. Well, what do we need? Is a solution. So, because thinking about yourself, how would you contribute to such a project? Yeah, we need a solution, a new system. And that's actually what I wanted to talk about you. The idea, a new approach should fulfill a few points, in my opinion. It should focusing on the task nobody wants to do. Nobody, you got a feeling, is in a selective group, but we have to focus on things that nobody wants to do without any payment. We have to take care of the dependencies of the dependencies. This little guy, this one guy in Nebraska, is usually left out by all these programs I mentioned. We have to find a system that is easy to use for supporters, having in mind that companies needs to support such projects. It needs to be accessible for them. They cannot pay maybe 20 or 50 invoices per month. It's just crazy. And we have to take care, and we have to keep in mind that every one of us is depending on a healthy sustainable ecosystem to keep the software maintained. So, which means, I have to read it in this case, sorry. Companies are looking for one partner that is writing the invoice or doing this financial transactions. I mentioned that you cannot interact with maybe 50 illegals to just spend $100 on donations a month. This is just not working out. We have the issue that the supporters may not really direct influence what is done. With what is done, I mean something like feature requests or fixing this special bug, because this is actually leading us to paid work. This is leading us to really contracts where there are companies outside that can do it better than such a project. And as I mentioned, a fair share of these donations always needs to go to their dependencies. And another thing, maybe some of you know this issue, if you're having non-regular supporting payments, this is quite hard to plan. So you don't know how much on donations you will raise next week, next month, next year. This is not good. So a regular base is important to have sustainable work, maintaining work done. So that's the general. So how it could look like? Well, as a supporter, you have a budget. You know how much money you want to donate to free software projects per month, per quarter, per year, whatever. You know which technologies you are using. You know that you're using LibreOffice, you're knowing that you're using something from the Apache Foundation, you know that you're using libxz, what else? So you can define your own, let's say, tech tree a little. So you know which projects do you want to support. Well, and then there's the most important thing. We are talking about a business model, kind of. In the end, you have to pay the bill. So not only promising the money, but really sending the money. Genau. As a contributor, we are talking about the reasons why you are contributing to a project and to replace this sparkle of joy with money. So the idea is quite easy. You're subscribing to a project. You're saying you want to do work for this project. You are doing your work and you get paid for it in a very easy way. And having a look on the clock, yeah, it's actually what I wanted to tell you today. This is my suggestion. My suggestion is to build a tool that is implementing these ideas. And well, actually, I started to do it. I wanted to have a running demonstration for here, but unfortunately, as software always, I wasn't able to finish. Therefore, it's available in an internal beta version for testing. And yeah, I'm looking for interested people for this topic. This is where you can find some more information. It's the working name, but we came not along a better name so far, maintenance as a service. Where also can shoot us an email if you would like to participate, discuss all these things. And if you want to discuss with me personally, these are the coordinates, maybe. Yeah. Thank you very much. On spot. This one? I will be around here till tomorrow, so use the chance. Ping me, give me your thoughts. This was just a short wrap-up because it's a really complex topic, but I hope I didn't confuse you too much with this. So, thank you very much.